Hello everyone, welcome to Twisted Serenity with Mimi. Thanks for clicking on my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you a little bit of Christmas in July. Now, I am enjoying the summer, but it is a little bit fun to do some preparing for Christmas. Now, if you haven't hit that like button or subscribe button and you're watching this video, please just take a second right now, pause the video, and smash that button. Now, enough of me blabbering. I'm going to show you these beautiful projects using Dollar Tree products. I should say mostly Dollar Tree products and things I already had in my stash or at home. Now sit back and relax or craft with me. Let's get started. Okay, so for this first one, I picked up these wood ornaments from Dollar Tree during Christmas time last year. And I'm going to use all 8 of them. I take 4 out and I paint 4 of them with Waverly white chalk paint. And I don't worry about covering too much of them because obviously we are going to distress everything that we do. Obviously, it's my video. I distress everything. Now I grab 4 more and I just take out some book pages from a Dollar Tree book that I had, and I just cut them in half and I attach Mod Podge to the other 4 of them, and I'm going to attach the book page onto my little Christmas tree. I do cut it out. I'm not going to cut it out perfectly because I am going to sand around the edges. Before that though, I grabbed some saran wrap and I'm just rubbing the saran wrap over. If you see, look at how it basically like embeds inside of like the structure, the outline of it. It smooths it out. Now, after I do that, obviously I'm going to sand down all my pieces of my little Christmas trees. And when I'm sanding down, I do sand outwards, not to rip anything that's on our little Christmas tree, if that makes sense. Okay, so I take this little pokey tool. I do not know the name of this. I just call it a little pokey tool. And the Christmas tree ornaments already had a hole in them. So I just made sure, like the ones in the book pages, make sure the hole there, make sure the hole is a little bit more out, because we are going to string on our little Christmas trees, because we are going to make a little garland. I distress all my little Christmas trees, even the ones with the book pages. I go a little bit heavier on the outline and then distress over all of them. So these little wood ornaments come with little twines to hang them, but I didn't want it to be that long, so I did cut the one twine in half, and I just hooked them onto the little Christmas trees. So I was super excited about this because my Dollar Tree finally brought in the wood beads, and they come in a variety of sizes. So I took out the 2 biggest ones, the 2 largest sizes that they had, and I went over them with white Waverly chalk paint and just basically a rough coat of that, and then I distressed them with the apple barrel burnt umber. And then I took some unfinished wood beads, and I'm going to use some unfinished wood beads on our little garland as well. So I take 3 of the 20 milliliters unfinished wood beads, I string those on. Then I take 2 of the largest of the wood beads that Dollar Tree has in the bag, and then 1 of the second largest. So it's 3 unfinished, 2 of the largest, 1 of the medium ones, and then it goes to Christmas tree, and then it keeps on going in that order. And I strung them all to the garland, and then I tied 2 knots at the end of our garland, and that was it. This one is done. I love the rustic feel that this little garland has, and it's going to be perfect for Christmas. Or you could just leave it up all winter long, because it doesn't have no wording of Christmas on it or anything. It just has like that rustic, warm feeling type of decor. Okay, so I got my wood planks from Dollar Tree and I take out 4 of them. If your Dollar Tree doesn't carry these, I know Walmart sells them for $2 and some change. And they're actually a little bit thicker at Walmart. Now I take my ruler and I'm just going to draw basically like a triangle. I'm just using the ruler to get a straight line and just to make sure that I have it like the point of it right in the middle. Now once I have drawn the triangle on it, I'm going to take each piece and I'm going to cut out each piece. Now basically I just did it with a craft knife. I just score the pieces over a couple times and they come off pretty easily. And I did this to all 4 pieces. Okay, so all my pieces are cut out. So I take Waverly Antique Wax and I'm going to basically stain all my pieces. When I stain it, I just do like the baby wipe effect, put on the paint, and then just wipe it off or rub it in. I do a little bit heavier. I don't want it too light. When I am staining the pieces, I'm doing the sides as well. And I always do my backs. I don't know why you don't have to do your backs, but I do always stain my backs of my pieces. Okay, our tree is stained. Now I grab this paint stir stick. You could pick these up at Walmart. And I grab 4 Jenga blocks. These are Jenga blocks. You could use tumbling tower blocks. I just grabbed the Jenga blocks because that's what I had that I picked up at Goodwill. I mentioned in my previous videos. And I stained those as well. Now I'm going to take some Waverly plaster. And I'm going to brush over my tree. All the pieces of the tree. I go a little bit heavier on the outsides because I like the effect. It looks like it's snow on the trees. Now we are going to attach everything. Now I am a little bit out of frame. I do apologize for the top piece. But basically I'm laying the pieces, the middle of the pieces, onto the paint stir stick. And at first I was going to do it all close together. But then afterwards, as you're going to see, I do push them up. I do want to space them out a little bit. So I space out all my pieces of the Christmas tree, or the tree I should just say. And once I have it aligned to where I want it, I glue all the pieces onto the paint stir stick. So basically this is how it should look once you have attached the tree part to the paint stir stick. Now I'm going to make a platform to stand up the Christmas tree using the Jenga blocks. I realized like the paint stir stick is not basically to hold up, so I do grab a wood block. So once I glue the Christmas tree onto the Jenga blocks, I am going to attach the wood block to the back of the paint stir stick. And I'm looking now, I'm not sure why my footage got cut off of that, but basically I just take that block that I just showed you guys and I do attach it to the back for more support. And it's perfect because the paint stir stick hides the block holding it up. Now this is just a mix of all different blocks, like tumbling tower blocks, little wood blocks, and I wanted them to be little presents under the tree. So I just painted them white and I just gave them a little dry brush of antique wax. And I took different ribbons that I had and twines, and you can have fun with this. And I turned them into little presents. You know, whatever ribbon you have, do whatever ribbon you have, make little bows. Like I mentioned before, I'm no pro at bows. As you can see, I'm struggling just to do a little bow on top of this one. And once that's done, I glue them onto our little base, and it's a little tree with gifts underneath. This is so cute. Okay, so these little houses came out, I don't know if they came out last year, but it was the first time that I saw this at Dollar Tree. So I started to remove the little wreath on it and put it to the side because we are going to use it. And also I ripped off the roof, like the little pieces of the roof part, and put those to the side because we are going to use those as well. I struggled to take the paper off on the front, so I just decided to flip it to the back. And I gave that a coat of, actually 2 coats of Waverly chalk paint in the color white. And our little wood pieces, I did paint them in antique wax. Then I distressed our house. I don't put you guys through the torture of watching me paint all the time. Some people like it, some people don't. So I just try to like fast forward through those parts. Sorry, let me know in the comments if you're one pro watching me paint or no. So I started to attach those little pieces that we had taken off for our little roof. So I attached both pieces on, and then I did not like our little chimney the way that it looked. So I did go over it with some antique wax. Now, once I painted our little chimney, I printed out these decals using my Cricut. I printed out days till Christmas. We are making a little advent calendar. Am I saying that right? Advent calendar. And remember, if you don't have a Cricut, Dollar Tree carries stickers, rub-on transfers. You know, if you like your handwriting, do your handwriting. Like I said, I've always been intimidated by my Cricut, so I try to use it on little projects at least. And this was actually Dollar Tree vinyl, and I was like surprised that it actually like printed out pretty good. The only thing, it was a little too shiny, as you're gonna see later on in this project. A little bit later on, I do distress over the numbers, because if you see right there the number 8, it just like all of it, it's like a little glycerin. Now these little wood beads are out of the pack that Dollar Tree carries. I took out all these little wood beads and I painted them in pink Waverly chalk paint. Now once I painted them, I glued 25 beads, basically 25 beads. I put 1 bead on top above each number. And these are going to be used, you're going to see in a second, for our little wreath. Our little wreath had the little berries a little bit broken on them. So I took that like berry garland that Dollar Tree carries, and this one was like a little bit orange. So I just wrung it around our little wreath, and I took my red paint pen, and I just made the little berries a little bit redder, a little bit more red. I don't know, I'm babbling today. I don't know what's going on with me. Now, I attached 1 little bead to the top, so until Christmas we could use our little wreath to hang it on the top. And look at how cute. Oh, it's so stinking cute. I was in love with this one. As you see, I told you I was distressing it. And I took some tumbling tower blocks, and I did attach them to the back of our sign so we could have this sign standing up. I'm really excited about this one. My daughter fell in love with this one. She cannot wait to use it. This one was so easy to do, but I think this was my favorite one. So, of course, these are Dollar Tree signs, and I'm just going to take it out of the frame, and I'm going to remove the "This Is Us" wording. And I was so surprised and so happy with myself that I did not break it when I was trying to remove it. So if I want to use this in a future project, now I can. Alright, so I did that, and I try to take the paper off. I don't know why I put myself through this torture, and I actually got a good amount off, but I do flip it over anyways and use the back of the sign, and I'm going to give it 2 coats of white chalk paint. Okay, so now we're going to paint our frame. I grabbed the color Nutmeg Brown by Apple Barrel, and I give it 3 coats. I give it 3 coats of this paint because this is not a wood frame. These frames are more like plasticky, so you do have to really like paint over it really good a couple times. Now, once it's done and dry, I grab Waverly chalk paint in the color plaster, and I distress our frame. Okay, so now it's time to pop our board back into our frame. And once we're done popping our board back into our frame, I printed these decals using my Cricut. And for the stamp and like the little squiggly line thingies, I forgot what this part of the postage stamp, I just basically copy and pasted and cleaned it up on Cricut Design Space. Use whatever fonts you want. You could use rub-on transfers, you could use stickers, or if you want to make it really like your own, you could, do it in your own handwriting. So it's a little envelope to Santa, and it was a little too black and white for me. So I grabbed my red paint pen, and I just colored in the little postage stamp Christmas tree. And then I said to myself, it's a little too plain. So I grabbed my red paint pen, and I just write the word express on there, and this one is done. So I've been having this little bucket tin for a while now, and I picked this one up at the Target dollar spot. Of course, Dollar Tree sells them as well. And I just took some Waverly chalk paint and I painted it white. If you wanted to spray paint this as well, you could do that. I just like sometimes the way that the chalk paint looks more. It gives it like more of a rustic, distressed type of look. Now, of course, I'm going to distress with antique wax our little tin, and I'm going to go all around the bucket. Okay, so this is another one with my Cricut, and I made these decals. I just, grabbed the font and just typed it all out. And I wanted this to be like a little snowball bucket. So I just transferred everything onto the bucket. And what I did to get like the little, you just cut out circles. Cricut Design Space has out like little circles. I just went on Google Images and looked up little snowballs. And I just cleaned them up on Design Space and printed them out. So I wanted this bucket to look a little more distressed and rusted out, so I did the cinnamon and Mod Podge technique. As you see, I'm rubbing Mod Podge on the handle and sprinkling cinnamon all over that. I did that to the handle, the top rim, the bottom rim, and little spots around, as you can see. So once it was all dried up, I grabbed a piece of craft paper, I wrinkled it up, and I stuffed it to the bottom. Now these pom-poms, I have them in my stash from Easter, and I just pile them up to serve as our little snowballs, and this one is all done. I love it. I really enjoyed making these, and I hope you guys enjoy them as well. I hope I gave you guys some inspiration for some Christmas decor and some winter decor, and it just got me more excited for Christmas. This has to be my daughter's favorite one. She was like, Mom, when you get to the end of your video, can I be the one to show them, like, to move it around? So I was like, go for it. I can't wait to Christmas. I already know that she's going to be in charge of our little calendar. I want to thank you guys for watching, and remember to like, share, and subscribe. Turn on that bell notification to be notified when I post my next video. Please remember to always be safe. I know this world could throw twists and turns, but just remember, always make good choices. To the next one, you guys.